Sky Squad, we are back in the building. And of course, we have a lot to cover right now. Okay, so settle in for this video. Okay. We're talking Wendy Williams. There's a lot going on with her, with Sherri Shepherd, and we need to update you guys on what's going on. And then we got some interesting, is this beef between MARSAU and LATISHA? We're going to discuss all that and break it down in just 1 second. But make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell button, and of course, join the texting community so I can send you a text message as soon as a new video drops. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and break it on down. Break it on down. We're talking about Wendy Williams and Sherri Shepherd first. Now, just to give you guys a brief mini recap, okay? The first thing we want to talk about is I just want to refresh your memory that Wendy Williams did an interview with Fat Joe where she basically said that she's making her come back to her show and that she won't be watching Sherri Shepherd's show. Now, I'm using clips courtesy of the Jasmine brand, so you guys can find all of these clips there. So then we had the infamous clapback from Sherri Shepherd. It wasn't as much of a clapback as it was a response that many found to be rather interesting, where Sherri Shepherd did her own live and she basically, said that everybody should be praying for Wendy right now. She said that Wendy wasn't well and she's very concerned. And it just turned into a whole thing where people were saying, they were both kind of shading each other and whatnot. But interestingly enough, there's a couple of things going on. Now, Sherri did say she heard that Wendy said she will not watch the new show, and that's okay. She says, I understand. I'm not mad at Wendy. She's going through a lot. And she said she's concerned for her because she doesn't feel like there's anybody over there protecting her. Well, Wendy Williams tells Entertainment Tonight a slightly different story. Wendy Williams is telling Entertainment Tonight that she has tons of support around her and that she is working on projects. She says, I would love the chance to actually speak with Sherri and sit down and meet. So it sounds like Wendy Williams wants to have a good old Ponderosa with that good Sherri Shepherd. Now, apparently, Wendy Williams' lawyer, LaShawn Thomas, also told Entertainment Tonight that Wendy is preparing to get her show back in motion. Now, this is something that she also mentioned with her in her interview with Fat Joe, but sources over at Debmar Mercury are alleging that that's not going to be happening, okay? That's not going to be happening. But Wendy's lawyer says that Wendy requesting to have a sit down with Sherri to have a meeting of the minds is the perfect solution as she has no ill will or intent. Wendy is preparing to get her show back in motion. So on the one hand, you have basically Debmar Mercury saying that Wendy Williams will not be returning back to her show. And we've learned that Sherri Shepherd has Wendy Williams' time slot. And now you hear Wendy Williams' lawyer tell Entertainment Tonight that they're preparing to get their show back in motion. Which one is it? Okay. Because Radar Online is reporting that Wendy Williams is currently demanding $100 million for a podcast deal. Again, alleged. And the executives are a bit concerned about her health. So again, let me put the alleged badge up here to give you guys the tea. So Radar Online is basically saying that she's been secretly making some moves for her comeback, but the companies that she is trying to work with are really kind of concerned about whether or not she'll be able to actually show up to work, okay? Now, this was actually revealed to The Sun. Now, the outlet claims that she's received a lot of offers for a podcast ever since she stopped appearing on the Wendy Williams show due to her ongoing personal issues. Now, I told you guys that the podcast was going to be the way to go for Wendy in the first place, okay? Now, They're saying that she believes the new show should go to one of the two biggest podcast companies, which is iHeartRadio or Spotify. Personally, my vote would be for iHeart, but of course, it's all going to depend on where the money resides. Okay. Now, they're saying that she's worth money like that Joe Rogan type of money, that $100 million type of coin. Okay. Because we know that he signed a $100 million podcast deal with Spotify. And according to the source, she sees Joe Rogan as a $100 million podcast deal. And now that she sees that, she wants that kind of money. Now, apparently, the source is saying that the problem is that iHeartRadio doesn't like controversy, which then would only leave Spotify. But sources are saying that she would have to prove herself until Spotify signs the deal, okay? Because they are concerned that she would not be able to complete a daily or a weekly show, which for me, I feel as though a weekly show would probably really be the best thing for her at this time until she gets back to the point of being able to do a daily show if she even chooses to do so, because I feel like a weekly show would definitely free up her time and give her more time to prepare for the rigors of doing this type of thing on a consistent basis again, because she's had pretty much a year off. And this is still while she's dealing with everything that she's dealing with Wells Fargo. So there's a lot on Wendy's plate right now. So let me know what you guys think in the chatterization down below. What do you think Wendy's next move should be? Do you think she should go the Spotify route? Do you think that she'll get the $100 million deal? Do you think she should go with a daily podcast or a weekly podcast? Tell me what your thoughts are down below. We talked about this way back in October. I basically said I felt like this would be the best look for her, but we'll have to wait and see exactly how things pan out in the meantime. And I don't know what this whole thing is about this Ponderosa with her and Sherri Shepherd. Do you guys think that will actually happen? And do you think she'll actually get her show back? Let me know in the chatterization down below. Now we need to move on over to Love and Marriage Huntsville, okay? So according to our friends over at Urban Bell Mag, there was recently a live that LATISHA was doing, and there was some interesting frustrations that she had with MARSAU, okay? She was obviously talking about the latest episode, and she says that, people should be applauded for sticking it out in their marriages and staying for the long run, and that basically nobody has any proof of MARSAU being, a cheater, pumpkin eater. And then MARSAU jumps onto the live as well and reads a question from a follower aloud. And the question is, girl, is MARSAU cheating on you? And if so, does he like big girls like me? No. And then LATISHA, so clearly, I think his response was no. So then the article states that she wanted clarity, okay? She says, no, what? What's your point? What are you saying no about, MARSAU? So apparently, MARSAU responded directly to the follower and says, I don't like big girls like you. And then LATISHA wanted some more clarity. So she was like, so you're not saying no about your cheating? See, this is where I get into the point that as much as LATISHA talks about there's no proof of him cheating, which I haven't seen any, but there obviously is an insecurity there about it. And it needs to be addressed appropriately. Okay. So she says, so you're not saying no about your cheating? So then, MARSAU changes the subject and says, that was a good nacho. And then LATISHA says on the live, MARSAU likes to play these games. I'm not about these games for real, because MARSAU has not seen the real Tisha. He keeps laughing and joking like this ish is funny, and it's not. Okay. And then MARSAU responded and said, 16 years and I ain't seen the real Tisha, then that's your mistake. I was like, ooh. Okay, MARSAU. MARSAU don't mince his words. So then again, she asked him to be direct about what he said no to. She says, so what's your no to then? And so eventually he says that he would never cheat. And he's like, oh no, oh so no, I could never. Okay. And then he followed up that comment with a laugh. Okay. But as per the article, she was not amused and she agreed with another follower's comment who basically says MARSAU plays too much. She says that's right and that's all he does and that's why we believe the rumors. Apparently this is what the person was saying. Um and then MARSAU says, I don't give an F what you believe. Who are you? Is your last name Scott? Do I pay your bills? Then don't give an ish. Then I don't give an ish what you believe. Okay. So apparently the live exists. I will put the link in the description for the article. I will also place the link for the video where you guys can watch it at as well down below. But let me tell you something. LATISHA, I feel like if you got to keep asking your man these questions, then there's a problem there. And you need to figure out what it is, okay? Because it's obvious to the audience. And as much as you like to say that there's nothing going on, that's fine and all. But the problem is, it appears to us as viewers that you don't believe what you're saying to us yourself. Because if you did, you wouldn't even be asking him all of these questions. That's just my thought. Anyway, but I also think that he should do a better job of communicating that and reassuring her that there's nothing else going on so that it can just dead the situation. But you know, MARSAU likes to play in people's faces, so we just gotta love him for that. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next video.